Welcome to September. There are 26 more days of the MLB regular season left. So today, let's go ahead and rank all of the teams in a tier list. Like and subscribe if you have not already. If you want to go see any games at the last minute, make sure you use code Century17 on SeatGeek. Grab yourself $20 off your first purchase of 50 or more. All right, fellas, welcome back into the tier list. We got a few new tiers. Mostly look towards the bottom. We have the elite teams, the great, the good, the mid, the meh, the yikes. And then we're going to be starting off here with the White Sox. They're 31 and 107. No other team even has 90 losses yet. They have 107. They're on their third losing streak of 10 plus games this year. It's really bad. All right, this helps us to move up a tier here too. The yikes, you're a little bit better, but you're still pretty dog. To me, I got four teams here. It starts out with the Marlins. Marlins are 51 and 86. They trade away a lot of guys. Connor Norby playing well for them. Pretty cool. Unfortunately, the Athletics go in this tier. Like, you would think that they're having a better year because they're getting good performances from guys like Brent Rooker. Lawrence Butler is turning into a star. I love that dude. Then they're 59 and 78, and their record is among the worst in the American League. And the pitching is just brutal. Even JJ Bleday's having a good year for this team. The Rockies are even worse. They're 51 and 87. It's a big yikes. And they also have guys playing well for them, like Ezekiel Tovar, kind of rounding into a star. Brenton Doyle is playing well. Ryan McMahon's playing well. But it's cores. The pitching's always going to be a problem. Chase Dollander, though, he might come up and be pretty good. The last one here is the Angels. I saw this team play in person. I can convince myself to like this roster any day of the week. They got nice young guys, fun young guys. Pitching's kind of an issue, and inconsistent offense is an issue. They have guys who have good high-end potential, but their lows are also just so low that's why they have a lot of losses. All right, that gets us out of this tier. Let's move up one to the meh. Again, looks like we have four teams in this one. So the Nationals right now are 61 and 76. I personally think they're a tier above these four, especially because the talent on their team is a little bit better, and they just called up Dylan Cruz, playing pretty well. Like, the future of the Nats looks pretty good. The record's a little bit better, and they're just kind of playing a little bit better baseball. Still not great baseball. Just a little bit better than these four. So the Reds are 65 and 73, and then you have the Pirates who are 63 and 73, so a game behind. Both these teams really kind of disappointing second half, especially the Pirates, who they win the series against the Phillies coming out of the All-Star break, and then they've been horrible since then. They thought about shutting down Skeens at one point because they just was going downhill. Michael A. Taylor got put on waivers, so like this team's just not going anywhere right now. Their trade deadline thing didn't really work at all. Then the Reds, they've had pretty bad injury bug this year. But even then, like, they should be playing a lot better, especially because Ellie's having a good year. I don't know. The Reds are pretty disappointing, too. And then the last one, it felt rude. The defending champs have to go in this tier, man. They're 65 and 72. And they're just playing down. Like, they're playing more like these teams than the teams up here in the mid tier. It's been a rough go for the Rangers. They put Jankowski, they put Grossman on waivers. People thought they might put Evaldi on waivers at one point. I don't know. DeGrom's on the way back. They're probably going to let him wait out till next year. The Rangers will probably be good again next year. It's just this year's, oof. Yikes. So those are the four here. We got a lot of teams in the mid tier, so let's go ahead and get to that. First one I have is the Tigers. They've been playing a lot better as of late. They've gotten their record over 500, 70 and 68. They're one of the more mediocre teams in baseball, though. They've got the guy who's going to probably win the Cy Young this year in Skubal. Riley Green's playing nice. Colt Keats had a better second half. Spencer Torkelson came back up, and he's hitting home runs again. The young core is there. Even Parker Meadows is playing decently. So there's young offensive core that's definitely there, and you got more on the way. And another pitcher in Jackson Jobe. So I don't know. It feels like it's still a year or two out from the Tigers really being competitive. The other team that's kind of hot a little bit, it's the Blue Jays. They've been playing a lot better baseball the last couple weeks. Part of that is Bowden Francis is full on breaking out right now. His last two appearances have been ridiculous. He had a no-hitter going against the Angels 2 starts ago. His last start, he went 7 innings. He's awesome. Guys like Ernie Clement are playing pretty well for this team. Vladdy's going off again this year. Nice to see him bounce back. Hopefully he gets paid. But overall, they belong in this tier because they're also pretty mediocre. They're definitely better than these teams, though. I know it feels weird to put these guys with like the Blue Jays, but the Red Sox have to go in this tier. They lean more towards mid than they do towards good, if you ask me. And they also have guys who are giving them performances. Like Jarren Duran might be top 5 MVP. Foolish Bailey put out a tweet today that he's gonna hit 10 F4. Jarren Duran, 10 F4. He's gonna hit that. But this team just still can't really find a consistent ground. They've been right around 500 all year. I don't know. It's just not really it. Another AL East team, the Rays, are going to go here. They really flirt with 500 pretty much constantly. And right now they find themselves 2 games under at 67 and 69. Camaro's come up and he's actually playing pretty well for them, so that's good. They also have Carson Williams on the way. They got a nice future. So the Mariners fired Scott Service. And they've been playing a little bit better as of recently, but still just like right at 500, 69, 68. Pitching's going to be there. The hitting's not. It's kind of the story with the Mariners. Pretty much everything has not gone their way this year, and they were in first place for a long time. Like Julio's just been flat up and bad this year. And they're still right at 500, so they got some depth. The pitching's really sick. Cardinals have the same exact record. It feels like they should be better. They put Tommy Pham on waivers. Regardless, that happened. They kind of punted on their trade deadline as well. And our last one is the Giants. You kind of are starting to see kind of a separation between what teams are probably going to be in the playoffs and which ones aren't. We thought the Giants might make a push. Tyler Fitzgerald was trying to help them, but it just didn't really ever happen. They're back below 500, 68 and 70. And again, they're probably going to be right at that 500 mark. They also have young guys playing pretty well for them, though. All right, we are bumping up a tier here to the good. I'm going to start with 2 at the same time because there's something interesting going on. The Mets, who found some kind of magic this year, they're putting themselves toward the playoff spot. I did say before the year this team could compete for a playoff spot, but a lot would have to go right for them. No one saw the Jose Iglesias thing coming either. They're only a game behind the Braves, who just kind of lost a really pivotal series. They might have had hopes to win the NL East. I don't really think anymore, dude. They lose 3 out of 4. Division's kind of over now. They got to make sure they make the playoffs now, though. Mets are right on their tail, and they're the last team in. And don't look now because the Cubs are the hottest team in baseball, and they're only 3 games out. Like, they've put themselves in striking distance. 9-1 in their last 10. They're 71 and 66 all of a sudden, playing really good ball. Cubs are dangerous, dude. This one kind of felt rude. I put the Twins, I'm going to do these together again. Twins and Royals go here to good. The Royals were in first place, like, days ago, and now they all of a sudden are 3.5 back. They're tied with the Twins. I think the Twins have played 2 more games. Guardians just kind of took it right back over this weekend, apparently. I don't even know. But I don't know. I looked for the first time in a few days, and the Royals just happen to be 3.5 out of the Guardians now again. So it is still going to be a tight finish, but until I saw that, I was going to put the Twins a tier below and then put the Royals up to great. I don't know, man. They kind of have been up and down a little bit, especially in the second half. And then the Twins, I don't love their roster. I really think they're overperforming, but I mean, the wins don't really lie. It's the same as the Guardians. We'll start with them here in the great tier. They are one of 4 teams that are going to go into this tier. It feels like it shouldn't work. The starting rotation just doesn't feel like anything should be going good for them. But of course, Alex Cobb had a perfect game going into the 7th inning yesterday, and then IKF hit one off his leg. So, I mean, they're just some kind of magic for Cleveland again. I think Houston goes to great. I don't think they go to elite. They arguably could have even been down in the good tier. Record right around the Twins and Royals. They're 75 wins. 75 and 62. Playing really good ball as of late. Kyle Tucker's not even back for them yet. Jordan on another planet, though. His career numbers are silly. What do you know? We're going to group 2 teams together again. They're tied. The Diamondbacks and the Padres. They hold the top 2 wildcard spots. Padres have played 2 more games, but they're tied in the standings. Pretty much the 2 hottest teams in baseball over like the last month and a half, and they both got hot at the same exact time. Padres just added Nick Ahmed as well. Saw that today. His 3rd NL West team of the year. His 4th of his career, because obviously he played for the Diamondbacks too. Anyway, unrelated note, but 2 teams are just scorching hot. Corbin Carroll is, I think until yesterday, 10 home runs in his last 20 games. His season numbers are still pretty putrid, if you ask me. People were like, yeah, his season numbers are looking pretty good. Let's calm down. His season numbers are still like worse than Nick Castellanos. All right, let's bump up here a tier to the elite. There are 5 teams. What do you know? We're going to group 2 more together. Yankees, Orioles. It's a half game separating them right now. But really the only 2 class teams of the American League right now. Definitely a step up between these 2 and these 2. They're going to duke it out to win the AL East, and the other team's going to have to play a 3-game series to decide their season. Why did you not call up my boy the Martian, though? Like, come on. And then the 3 division leaders in the NL are going to go here. They're all within 2 games of each other, too. Phillies kind of choked the 1 seed because they've been playing worse over the last, month, but they just took a really pivotal series against the Braves, too, and over the last couple weeks, they've been playing better again. And their record is still second best in the National League, second best in baseball. The Brewers are a game behind them, and they're playing really good ball again as well. Jackson Chourio starting to play really well for them, too. Savali, their big trade deadline acquisitions, playing well for them, as well as Montas. Again, it's a team that gets performances. Reese getting hot, too. And the team with the best record in baseball, the Dodgers, they're finally getting a little more healthy again. It was awesome to watch the back-to-back to start the game. That was so cool. If you haven't watched that, go take a look. Ohtani, Freeman, and Betts. I guess it was Ohtani, Betts, Freeman in that order went back to back to back to start out the game in Arizona. That was pretty cool. Best record in baseball, though. They're the class, really, of the MLB right now. Through all the injuries, everything else. That is the tier list. This is how all the teams stack up as we start September. Happy Labor Day. Hope you guys have a great one. Enjoy the baseball. God bless. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.